Okay, this is well, an update on the video I did it a few months ago on how to mix up 7 days of do-it-yourself soil at the same time. Since then, I've gotten a lot better at it. Wanted to show the new technique that I'm using and correct the math error that was in the other one. Anyhow, so to start off with, I'm making People Chow. It's one of the more popular do-it-yourself soylent recipes out there. It's primarily based on harina de maíz, so corn meal. Well, not corn meal. This is corn flour. It's nixtamalized. It's very different from cornmeal. Sorry about that. I'm going to be mixing it up once again in the Utz cheese puff containers that I have. They work exceptionally well. It's big enough to mix an entire week at the same time and still have enough room to mix it all together. Of note, I now have two scales. This is my 5 kilogram to 1 gram scale. And I also have a 1 kilogram to 1/10 of a gram scale for the smaller stuff. But for the big stuff, the masa and the whey protein isolate, I'm going to be using this scale right here. So I'm going to stick it on here, zero out the scale, and switch it over to grams. This particular one doesn't remember that I have it on grams and always wants to do ounces. It's kind of annoying. So I'm going to do the big thing first, which is the masa. I need 2,145 grams of the masa in here. This right here is a 2 pound, I think it is. Yeah, 2 pound bag. I've been buying these. Every time Walmart gets more of them, I buy more. I usually empty their shelf. So because it's not 2 kilograms, it's not 2 kilograms, it's 4 pounds. That's what it is. It's 4 pounds instead of 2 kilograms. It's not going to be 2,000 grams. In this case, it's 1,798, which is kind of close to 4 pounds. Make up the difference with this other bag that I have. So looking for 2,415. Oh, too much. 2,415. Awesome. Okay, so there's our first thing. Put that off to the side. Next, I'm going to do the whey protein isolate. I like to use the Now brand because I'm not going to get something that's not protein, which there are a lot out there that are not. They cost a lot less. Or they're concentrate instead of isolate. This one I know what I'm getting. I used to use Hard Rhino, but they raised their prices quite a bit. That's actually cheaper now just to buy this. You can get it from Amazon. This particular batch I got from bodybuilding.com because it was almost the same price as getting it from Amazon or from Bulk Supplement Warehouse. But they got it to me in 1 day with ground shipping, so that's awesome. So I need 385 grams of whey protein isolate. I'm just going to fill up this little container that I have. It used to have cashews in it, but now it has whey protein isolate. That's about right. 365. Ooh, too much. 34. 385. Okay, perfect. And stick that into here. Now I'm going to be done with this scale for a while, and I'm going to move over to my smaller scale. And to start off with, I'm going to be doing the calcium and magnesium. This stuff is really sticky, so I always do it first and then let the other powders clean the bowl out. Because even though I'm working with a glass bowl that stuff doesn't stick to very much, this stuff still sticks to it too. Anyway, I need 42 grams of this. There we go. And I put in the next messiest stuff, which is GNC Mega Man Sport. Need 161 grams of this. And this stuff smells really heavily of vanilla. I keep on meaning to try the chocolate one, but the original recipe specifies vanilla. I'm just going to stick with vanilla. Plus, vanilla and chocolate kind of being complementary flavors tend to bring out the other flavor. So if we're adding chocolate flavor, it tends to make the chocolate more pronounced if you have vanilla in there. So I use the vanilla stuff. Okay, and that's right here is the single most expensive ingredient in this mix. Second most is the whey protein isolate. Next, we've got the potassium citrate. And this we need 42 grams of as well. And this is the one that I messed up with my math on the other video. And every once in a while I get someone say, "You got the math wrong. It's not 38 or 36 or whatever, it's 42. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I fixed that, just watch. That's no longer a problem. 42 grams. Okay, next I'm going to do salt. I need 28 grams of this. Okay, almost there. 20.5, 27.9. Okay. And while I've got that in there, I'm going to add the vitamin K2 pills. One for each day. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Normally I alternate between the MK7 and the MK4, but I just ran out of the other ones. And so I'm just going to use this. There's not much of a difference. The reason why I use the two different ones is because there's debate as to which one's better for you, the MK7 or the MK4. This is the MK7, I think so. Anyhow, I used to have these separate as a pill that I would just take every morning along with whatever else I was taking that day. But I realized I could just mix everything in together and it wasn't a problem. So, anyhow, there we go. Mix that in. Next, we're going to put in some stevia. Stevia adds sweetness to the mix. Without it, it tastes kind of funny. I'm putting a 1/4 teaspoon. Not really very scientific, but this weighs like next to nothing. It's kind of hard to measure. 1/4 teaspoon for a week's worth is just enough. The corn masa is also slightly sweet, so having the two of them together, it's just right about the right amount. A new addition is xanthan gum. Xanthan gum acts as an emulsifier. It kind of mixes everything together, makes the oil not separate, makes all the stuff not fall to the bottom. It's just nice stuff. I'm going to put in 4 grams. And yeah, a little bit more. That's enough for the entire week. It goes a long way. Okay. Next we got our choline bitartrate. This stuff smells awful, but supposedly helps brain activity or something. I don't know. I just know I need 14 grams of it. Okay, and then this one tends to clump together, so I'm going to break it up with a spoon before I stick it into there. Okay. Now, the last thing, now this is completely optional, it's just something that I add. I'm going to add 135 grams of Hershey's Special Dark. That gives it a better flavor and it tastes better. You can also do just 45 grams. That's the equivalent of 1 tablespoon a day. This is the equivalent of 3 tablespoons a day for 135. Different people like different amounts. 45 grams is just a hint of cocoa. This creates more of a strong flavor of cocoa. It's also a really nice way to show whether or not you're mixing properly. Okay. Oh, 139, that's too much. And this stuff sticks to everything like crazy. That's why I used to not weigh it. I used to just use a tablespoon and measure out 21 tablespoons of it. This is a whole lot easier. So, there we go. Got all of that. And that's all the ingredients. Now I just need to mix it up. So, first I'm going to mix it up with a spoon. Why not a knife? Because it's dull. It'll hurt more. No, but that's just to get everything kind of starting to mix. And this is the part where you breathe in a bunch of GNC Mega Man dust. No matter how hard you try, it always kicks up. So you just kind of want to get stuff going. And then the actual mixing, you do inside of this container. Now you have to make sure you don't just shake it, because shaking just causes stuff to settle. The larger grains kind of go to the top, the heavier stuff and the smaller stuff to the bottom. You want to use a tumbling action, and then tumbling action will make sure that everything really gets mixed together. Like I said, that's one of the reasons why I put in the cocoa for this demonstration, because it's pretty easy to tell when everything is mixed together because it's mostly homogeneous. Now this particular cocoa, because it does clump more so than some others, it's difficult to get everything exactly mixed together without, I don't know, using some sort of weird whipping, beating device. But you can get it awfully close. It always tends to leak a little bit. Okay. And that's it. You would just mix this up with the right amount of oil. I usually use canola oil. You can also use soybean oil or olive oil. It's kind of your preference. Because it does have the vitamin K mixed in with it, you're not leaning on the soybean oil for vitamin K, which is good because there really isn't any after the fluorescent lights get to it. But still, so you can use pretty much whatever that you want. I personally like to use a pump to measure out my oil. I've got another video that shows just how to mix this stuff up with the water. But anyway, that's it. That's a week.